Hello everyone, this is Derek. Today is my final presentation, and I'm gonna talk about the video facial animations, which we saw this semester in the module 5. At first, I wanna talk about why the facial robots are really important in our societies, and the second, the function about this facial robot, and the final is my perspective about the future robot, future scientist technology. Yes, and I choose this lesson because this robot will change humans, will totally change humans' life. Okay, let's start it. In the first point, as the scientist said, facial robots is a huge innovation for modern robots. The main difference between the facial robot and the common robot is the facial robot could imitating humans' expression, and change expression depends on the emotion. As last images, you talk to a real man, and during his talking, you our humans will always sort his face and analyze he wanna talk, what he wanna talk, if he's angry or sad or exciting or happy, just like this. So the facial robot is using computer to analyze real humans' mind. They collect information and collect so many facial information. So the people talk during the people talk to the robot, and they feel like they're familiar with people and communicate with the real man. The main point in the main point I want to talk is that facial robot could communicate with the human, and they will join our society in the future, which means join societies another world. When you're walking around the street, or when to find a job in the companies, the front desk, the front desk will sit a facial robot, and you will talk to him, and it will say, "How can I do for you, sir? How can I do for you, sir?" And you will say, "I'm looking for the restroom, office, and your boss," and they will guide you. They will guide you to find the lab, to find everything. Yes. In the second point, according to the second point depends on the second video, the function of the facial robot. The 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 main function, not the main function, the function which controls in the past is the children robots, which means the facial robot makes the line look like the children toys, and the robot could accompany with the kids during their childhood. If the kids' families really, if parents really busy with his job, they could buy the children robots to replace them. The, 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 then the children will not feel really lonely. Yeah. And and the next, the, I s- and the next, the robot could replace some job, like the teacher. Yes, be- because the the might of the robots, facial robot could connect with the computer. Yes, the computer could control their expression and and which acknowledge contain in their mind. For example, this system is called artificial intelligence. For example, in the next year, there's a master chess player, chess robot, and it defends all of the master chess player, and every in our world they the scientists said in our world they couldn't find every person, and they couldn't find anyone to defend the AlphaGo. Yeah, because it's really strong. They collected all the information from internet, so that's the function. Yeah, and then the last is my perspective. Also, developing robot is a big tendency in future. Let's separate the robot from the facial robot and the common robot. And I tend to I tend to say this common robot is the behavior robot. The facial robot is more important than the behavior robot, because but since the behavior robot just to do some behaviors, to catch something or fix something, but the facial robot could have the awareness of the real world. They will consider about what the human think and what human do like, and it's come true. The scientists combine the facial robot and the behavior robot. It seems really perfect. It's even better than the human. They got the emotion, expression. They could talk to you and they could do everything. They could search anything. That's really terrible. But it could make your life better. They could help us. They will help us to do some difficult works. So in conclusion, I think the robot will those robot will create after few years. So we couldn't avoid, we couldn't deny this truth. So we need to receive the perfect robot, right? It's we need to accept them to join our society and to as replace some job careers. And this is my point, to receive them. Yes, that's all.